Why, hello, everybody.
We're just going to have fun with it today.
That's what we're doing all day today, all night for the next hour. We're just going to have fun with it here on No Dogs in Space. My name's Marcus Parks.
I'm Carolina Hidalgo.
And we're going to be here with vinyl holes. We're going to be here with book holes.
I read a book.
You read a book.
A whole, like from beginning to almost end.
Almost.
Amazing.
You almost got to the end, and I'm so proud of you for that.
Thank you. Well, the index is hard.
And of course, we're going to be answering your questions on Twitch. First of all, Hype Train, thanks for the sub, 9 Less Lives, and lovely Rosie T and 420 Bush Kush 420.
I love that.
I love that. Thank you very much, Holden, for rating us. Thank you, Holdenators. Welcome. I refuse to say ho. But yes, we shall. we shall be.
It's too late.
We did it, but not in the way we said ho. The actual ho has like 4 or 5 O's, and I'm not going that far. I already recorded side stories with him today. Not going to do it anymore.
With Holden?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So look for that. We're going to be answering your questions on Twitch, any questions you have. And then at the end of the episode, we will be, of course, going through and answering all of your questions, every single, but you can ask if we're going to do a certain band, and we'll go through the list and we'll tell you yes, no, or maybe.
Or great ideas. Sometimes we get really good ideas from people.
Absolutely. So, but what we're going to start off is that we're going to start off with a little bit of a preview of the vinyl haul. We're going to talk about something that I've been waiting to hear, something I've been waiting to get in the mail because I wanted to sit down and I really wanted to absorb it. I want to listen to it on my big ass speakers, and I really wanted to hear this.
Yes.
The Let It Bleed edition of Tim. We finally fucking got it in the mail. Rough trades, but they're so slow at shipping stuff.
I know.
But we got it. Guys, I gotta say, this mix, this is what this is that basically Ed Stasia, who was mostly known as a producer of the Ramones, he did a ton of shit.
Yeah, he's done a ton of shit. He's really what we call him one of our patron saints of No Dogs in Space because he's funny, he's weird, and he does good work. Yeah.
And so Ed Stasia, that I think if I'm remembering the story correctly, is that didn't they end up get like Tommy Erdely like came into the studio and they're like, yeah, man, we love the sound of all of those records. And they're like, you didn't want me. You wanted Ed Stasia.
Yes. That's what happened. They should have gone with Ed Stasia, and then this is how we find out.
Yes, because this mix by Ed Stasia right here is a reveration. Like the original mix of Tim, I learned a little bit about the original mix when Tim was first mixed onto CD in like 1987. It was back in the days, like very early in the days of mixing CDs, and no one really gave a fuck about the replacements. So it was mixed at a very tinny, high, like it just sounded like shit. But the songs were so good that they shone through. I mean, this is the album that has Bastards of Young, Left of the Dial, Waitress in the Sky, Here Comes a Regular. All those songs are absolute classics, and they were classics even with the shitty mix. But with this mix,
They were.
with the Ed Stasia mix, they're different songs. Like, they are something beyond. The mix of Bastards of Young, you know, the end part, the take it, it's yours, that part never really made sense to me until Ed Stasia fixed it. Like, he fixed the end part of it. He completely changed one of the greatest songs of the decade. This shit, I mean, I've never heard this happening before, but it's the most replacements fucking thing in the world, where an album that was recorded well over 30 years ago, almost 40 years ago now.
35 years ago.
Yeah, 35 years ago, is finally getting the mix that it deserves.
Well, that's a very replacements thing to do.
Yeah.
You have to listen to our series to understand that they just one last time to get it all wrong.
Yeah.
I think I got that quote wrong. Yeah. But that's the whole point of the replacements. You just kind of get everything kind of a little bit wrong, but there's so much good behind that.
Yeah, there really is so much good. There's so much good music, and and these liner notes that come with it, like it's a full, like it's a book that comes along. It's a tiny book that's written by Bob Mayer. The pictures in it are great. There's a nice picture of Seymour Stein. It really here's a picture of Alex Chilton. Like it retells a lot of the stuff that's already told in Bob Mayer's book Trouble Boys, but there's all kinds of like added and the pictures are like just so fucking good. That's such a great picture of Tommy Stenson.
But I love the picture of Seymour Stein that you had before because it looks like it's just such a valedictorian like picture. But the thing is that like he was hanging out with the Replacements, partying with them, standing on the tables, drunk, dancing with them. Remember? I think we actually cut that out of the whole series.
We did cut that story.
Yeah, because there was not enough time. So it's a real thing that Seymour Stein, he'd go hang out with them when they released, I think, Pleased to Meet Me. And they had all the executives there and they rented like a nice banquet and they all had dinner. And by 3 hours later, they're just pissing off all the caterers. And they loved it. There was a food fight and everything. But I loved everything about this because you should definitely read the Bob Mayer's liner notes and his book Trouble Boys because he is like the authority on everything Replacements history.
He's the last word. I mean, like when they did the Pleased to Meet Me reissue a few years ago, like he won a Grammy for his liner notes.
Yeah.
And
he's probably going to win a Grammy for this one.
I guarantee you, because they're incredible. Because he actually does go through like each person that's involved with the record, like Alex Chilton, Seymour Stein, Tommy Ramone. Everybody gets their own like mini bios that it's like a masterclass of how to tell the story of an album and how to like give like just little bios of each person that goes back and references back to the actual album itself. Like it's so, I can't recommend this enough. This is like one of the cool, I really can't. And the great thing about it is that right here, a note from Ed Stasium. It's just Ed Stasium, the way he writes exactly as you would expect him to. He's like, people ask me if I have any techniques. Nah. I do what feels good.
That's why he's so great. You got to listen to his interviews. I've told you about him for years. I've wanted to interview him, although we don't like interviews because it's boring sometimes.
Sometimes.
Because we can't talk a lot because, you shouldn't when you're interviewing someone. So we don't do it very often because we like to hear ourselves talk. But Ed Stasium is one interview I want to do. But you can still Google Ed Stasium interviews and he's just so much fun.
Yeah.
He's such a cool guy.
He really is.
So cool.
Yeah, and his contribution to this is amazing. It's like just basically him saying like, yeah, it was a lot of fun to go back and do these songs. And I think if I would have done it 35 years ago, it wouldn't be the same because I was using different equipment in them. But now I got new equipment and now it sounds like this. It's just so, I mean, it's so matter of fact. You gotta get it. Yeah. It's so matter of fact. So yeah, you got to get this. It also comes with a bunch of like previously unreleased tracks. Like it comes with like an entire live show from the Chicago Metro from 1985 or 1987, somewhere around there. It's incredible. And it puts the entire album in a new light. It puts the Replacements in a new light. And I gotta say, Ren 930 said, "You got me into the Replacements." Very happy to hear that.
Absolutely.
Very happy to hear. And thanks to the subs, not_Alex_East, Corn Dead Red.
I like this one. Lord Skeletor CPR.
Zanza 23, Hell for Breakfast, Jabroni Bozo, Tyler the Creature, and Taco Goon.
That's all great. That's all really good.
And Taco Goon, love Marcus references of the Simpsons sprinkled throughout the podcast.
Is that what you do?
Yeah. Thank you for noticing. Actually, I've actually wondered if anyone has ever noticed all of the tiny little Simpsons references that I sprinkle throughout like everything that we do.
I did one once too, actually, when we did the monks kind of recap thing, the Coda episode. Yeah. It's rubbing off on me too. You and this is weird. We never watch The Simpsons anymore because it's all in here.
Yeah, it's all I can just replay everything in my head. So one thing, I want to play a video real fast.
Okay, which one is it? Because I don't actually know a lot of these today.
I want this one's for you.
Okay.
This is one that I saw a few days ago, and I almost ran to the other room to show it to you, but then I decided to save it for the stream.
Oh, thank you.
Because I wanted you to see it. So put on the one that I sent you today.
Oh, this is cool.
The Ian Curtis dance.
He's awesome. I love it.
Just wait till I go.
have control of their body because I don't.
Even like that's when he really gets into it.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I love it.
just the.
That's what we did, like on one of our. It was like we were only dating a few weeks. I remember this, and then you invited me to MJ's wedding.
Yeah.
And when MJ got married to Gideon, and you wore the whole thing, and then you showed me the dance on the subway on the way to the wedding, and I'm like, yeah, eventually we will get married.
Yeah,
that's what I decided.
Yeah,
then.
yeah. You did know that. You did recognize that I was like dressed like Ian Curtis.
And you did the dance.
Yeah, I did that like on the train. Just
in public. It was really cool. That guy's cool, by the way. That guy's great.
That guy's incredibly cool. But that's actually that's one of my favorite music memories or like one of my favorite concert memories that we have, or that together, is when we saw New Order like almost exactly a year ago.
Yes.
And they played Transmission, or was it Transmission or was it Digital? It was Transmission. And Transmission is like my favorite drum beat ever. Like out of every drum beat in the world, Transmission is my favorite drum beat. And getting to hear Stephen Morris play that drum beat while like
we also did this.
Both
the
did the Ian Curtis dance, like
but
during
it wasn't just us, okay? Yeah. We looked around Madison Square Garden, and there was about 50,000 people doing this. So we didn't look weird or anything.
It was absolutely wonderful. Thanks for the subs, Graviston and Wormbones. And Graviston asks, "Have you heard the new OCs album? I think you guys really enjoy it. I'm a big OCs fan. There's a song called Dead Energy that you have to hear it on YouTube or on like this weird EP release that they did. The fast version of Dead Energy is incredible." Question from Space Cat Streams: Did you go see the Stop Making Sense re-release? I want to.
Oh yeah, we didn't do that.
Weren't able to make it, but Stop Making Sense. I watch it about every 8 months or so. Like I love Stop Making Sense. If you've never seen it, is the Talking Heads concert film that they did with Jonathan Demme. Is it pronounced Demme?
Yeah, Jonathan Demme. Yeah, he directed it, before he died.
Yeah, before he died. What else did he direct besides that?
Other things.
Like Silence of the Lambs? Did he direct that?
Yes. I'm only good at trivia if you ask me the question and it's a yes or no answer. I want a bar trivia that's only yes or no answers.
True or false bar trivia.
And Jonathan Demme also did some stuff with Roger Corman, which we will talk about later, actually.
We absolutely will.
Yes.
But Stop Making Sense is like the concert film is incredible because it really does, like, it's not like, the band, The Last Waltz or any of the other concert films where they do the thing where they like follow them backstage, like where you got Robbie Robertson practicing guitar and it, follows them on stage. Like this just starts with like David Byrne alone with a boombox singing Psycho Killer and, a little acoustic guitar. And then as the movie goes on, they just add person by person until it's like this full 8-piece band doing this huge, just incredible, not like their version of Cross-Eyed and Painless is incredible. It's so fucking good. You take a gospel version of Take Me to the River. They even do Genius of Love.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do remember that because I've only seen this once.
Yeah.
With you.
Yes.
Like last year.
Yes. Again, because Tina Weymouth, do you remember Tina Weymouth's dance?
Wait. Okay, let me see.
Okay, I'll have to come up on it just a little bit. Maybe you can get the legs in here.
But
go
ahead.
While she's playing, the bass, she does this the whole time.
Okay.
It's wonderful.
I love that.
It's like a little frog dance. And she still manages to do the whole song. It's absolutely incredible.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I need to watch that again. Or you know what? Can you just do Stop Making Sense at home? We should do that sometime.
I would absolutely love.
Yes, your own interpretation of it in 40 minutes. I want the whole thing acted out.
So Syrinchilla 125. This is a question for you because you're the reader here. Favorite music book of the last year?
Of the last year, I haven't finished the history of goth yet, but I'm getting to that. I checked out Rick Rubin's book, The Idea of the Mind of the Creative the Guru of the Mountaintop.
The question was your favorite music books of the year.
I'm getting to it. Well, actually, I'm going to talk about it in the book haul because it's
Okay.
a book I just read recently. But I haven't really, I mean, other than Future Days, which I love,
Yeah.
I haven't really read a lot. But I will get to it in the book haul because we finally have a book haul book.
But what was your opinion of the Rick Rubin book?
I couldn't finish it because I don't have enough, word poetry magnets on my fridge. Because, I mean, like, listen, Rick Rubin is very talented.
Yes.
He's a great communicator.
Yes.
And I'm a big fan of his podcast and everything. But, and I don't even listen to podcasts, by the way. But I'm a big fan of what he does. And, but he, like, the book was just a lot. Like, I know our friend Sina from Fraudsters, he read the book. He's reading the book and he was like telling me like, I love it. This is great. Like he's writing down a bunch of quotes and I'm like, yes, awesome. But I just couldn't stick to it because it's just a lot of ideas,
Yeah.
a lot of abstract thought about being creative. And it's very like artist way. And it couldn't, like, I need something.
Yeah,
I need something tangible. I can't think abstractly very well.
Well,
I'm not good at it.
But that's the whole division of labor here on the podcast is that Carolina is the practical side of things, the story side of things, putting together the story, deciding what's important, what's not.
Producing.
Producing the nuts and bolts of it. Like that's Carolina. I'm more of an abstract thinker.
Your analysis.
Yes, I'm analysis. Like I'm the one that like listens to the albums and that like tries to figure out what the fuck these people were trying to convey, what it means, what it meant to them, what it meant to the listener, what it means to us. All of that abstract shit, the English major shit.
You're so good at that because for me it's just like that song was good. And like I can't really add a lot to that.
Yeah, but you're great at putting the story together because I want to put in everything. If you're a Last Podcast listener, I want to put in every detail about everything always, and you're very good at shrinking that down.
Nope. I know. And we're still working on it, by the way. We're still working on Krautrock. We will be done by the time we have our 5th child. The first one we will name Ed Stasium Hidalgo Parks.
Ed Stasium Hidalgo Parks is actually a wonderful name. I love that.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of which, we were talking about calm down songs on our way here because, we
need to calm down.
Yeah, we need to calm down. And I was listening to my calm down song on the way back home after work today before coming back here. And mine is a Korean song by this woman, Kim Young-mi. It's called Hainem. It's a beautiful song. It's like 6 minutes long. It's got this guitar riff on it that's so beautiful. It's got an underlying flute part, and the woman's voice
love
is...
your flutes.
Yes, I do love my flutes. And the woman that's singing, Kim Young-mi, has just an absolutely incredible, imperfect voice, but it fits with the song. That's my calm down song. What's yours?
The guy who's really round and with a small... guitar, the ukulele, the guy who's really he recorded it once.
Over the Rainbow?
Over the Rainbow.
the fat ukulele. Gertie, what's
Corpulent.
Israel Kamikonik. Oh God.
The guy, the guy, right? He's a big guy.
The corpulent fellow.
Yeah. He's a little stocky. And he has a ukulele, and then he recorded it. Hey, you know what, chat? We're going to get you on that right now.
Israel Kamikowiwole.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, because I think he's either Samoan or Hawaiian. I can't quite remember.
Something, yeah. Very much, that's my calm down song.
Yeah.
The Over the Rainbow. I mean, like, how can it not be?
Yeah.
I mean, it does definitely, I remember listening to it on the MTA bus in New York City coming from a gig at like 1 a.m. and having to wake up at 7 a.m. to coach those kids in soccer, still smelling of vodka. That I seriously lived an Amy Poehler life at one point, and that's how you met me. But that song still to this day will calm me down. Of course, it's a very calming song. So.
Yeah. So listeners,
what's your calming song?
tell us what your calm down song is. Thanks for the sub, Dr. Gibbets.
Or Gibbets.
And Handsome Zorch Also, thank you for the sun, and thank you for the sub. And here's another interesting comment from Taco Goon. My friend says AC/DC is goth.
Huh? Is your friend in AC/DC?
I don't
think it's like power rock.
Yeah, it's
that's
just
what it is.
hard. It's hard rock.
There's not an eyeliner in sight.
No, it's really not. I wouldn't say that they're necessarily goth.
I mean, unless they want to be. I don't know. What books are they reading? Are you reading The Shadow of the Wind?
And thanks for the sub, Brownie Baker 72. Let's see another video.
Yes.
This one, we love our Soviets around here. I'm endlessly fascinated with
Controversial opinion. We talk about in history.
Yes,
history.
We love our Soviet music.
And we love our Soviet citizens.
Yes, maybe that should be it. That's a much better way of putting it.
Yes.
I'm endlessly fascinated with how the Soviets got around to just being in the USSR throughout the 70s and 80s, what kind of music they made, because that's one of the things that makes really strange music and makes really original music is restrictions. You know, when people don't know how to play and they're restricted by their own lack of training, that's when you get punk. You know, like that's when people just don't quite know how to work their shit. Like we first say, like, you know, Suicide has a bunch of broken equipment. They make do and they make tones that becomes Suicide. That becomes the Suicide tone.
And they pick up stuff on trash day.
Yeah.
That's basically what you do. You do everything out of necessity. It's very punk.
Yeah, it's very punk. But I love how the Soviets got around what they had to deal with the USSR. And a lot of it had to do with synchronizing dance routines. Let's see.
Oh, man. Wow, is this 1987? Oh, I like it. I like this. It's I don't know what's happening. I don't know.
All these Soviet cars.
Yes.
Everyone getting out all the same time. It's their version of Beach Blanket Bingo, which is
Everyone
coming to
gets
San
treated.
Diego on October 20th. Get your tickets now.
Yes, please. No Dogs in Space will be there doing a thing on the Minutemen. by the
Yeah.
way.
Oh, you're letting it go.
Oh yeah. So if we don't, I'm sorry, I lied, but we're working on it right now. But look at this. Everyone is the same,
Everyone's exactly the
and
same.
that is the point of it, isn't it?
I believe so. Although everyone does have a different color beach ball. So everyone is the same, but different.
You see, when I coached the kids soccer, that was the major contention. It's like, why does he get a blue one? And I imagine this might have happened during the, I don't know, are we in the Baltic states right now? I'm not sure what this is.
I'm really not sure. I know nothing about the history of this, but I love it nonetheless.
It stopped too soon. That's how good it was.
Exactly. I have a soft spot for synchronized dancing. I don't know why, but I love it. It's endless. Synchronized dancing is endlessly fast. I'm not a big musicals guy, but I do love when a bunch of people just dance to an instrumental tune in a huge synchronized number.
I like the hands women.
Hands women?
Yeah, when they're all in a straight line and they do the hands.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's like
You know,
everyone up here
yeah.
and down there
Yeah,
and up here and down there.
I think that's really cool.
I do love that as well.
Yeah, I always feel bad for the last woman in the last row because she's barely important at all. She doesn't even have to be there.
Well, somebody's got to be the last hands woman. Hopefully she'll move her way to the front as progressive hands women die off. She can move her way
That's
up.
how it works. That's how it works. Well, if anyone in the chat has been a last hands woman, please let us know what it's like. And if you're just waiting to stab your way to the top, you never know.
All right, so let's go through some of these calm down songs. Actually, some of these are quite unknown. Apocalyptic Raid says that it's just anything by Borin and Der Club of Gore. I don't know.
I don't know that one.
Yeah.
No, we're going to listen to that.
Ride Into the Sun by the Velvet Underground, the cover by Bardo Pond. You guys go deep cuts.
Yeah.
Kids with Guns by Gorillaz. Or
I like that.
Yeah, I like that too. And I'm an Alligator by David Bowie. Crystal Castles too. Also listen to that album on repeat through many hard times. Yeah, Crystal Castles. I get it.
Thank you, Dr. Gibbets.
Gibbets.
I don't know, but he's certified.
And thanks for the subs, your upstairs roommate, Anne Mallory, Nicole. And of course, also, and this is a nice question. I know you'll probably get it when you talk about them on the show, but what's your favorite Kraftwerk album?
Oh, didn't you just get one? You just got something. Oh, this is before Kraftwerk was Kraftwerk, though.
Well, this was yes. I got Kraftwerk, the first 4 releases that they put out that they don't say that they say is not Kraftwerk.
Yeah, they actually even like refused to acknowledge it, which made researching them like impossible.
Yeah, it really did.
No, they are worse than Danzig. You can put that on anything. You can quote me in that anywhere.
Kraftwerk is worse than Danzig, Carolina Hidalgo.
As far as telling the story, yes.
I would say mine's Computer World. I absolutely adore Computer World. Although Man Machine is also, Man Machine's a classic, so that's fucking great. But yeah, or Radioactivity.
Now we can't decide. We're going to just have fun with it.
We're just going to have fun with it. I'll decide by the time we get through the Kraftwerk series, and by the time we get through, we'll have a favorite for you. I guarantee you, we'll have it. Last Hands on the Left, the True Crime Dance Line.
Oh, I like that.
That's nice.
But who's gonna be the last? It's gonna be me. It's gonna be me. I know it.
I think they're talking about true crime figures doing a dance line with a bunch of hands.
So I can't come.
You can watch.
I'm not invited.
You can produce.
Yeah. I think it's a great idea.
All right. So now it's time for the record haul.
Okay, good. Okay. So this is very exciting, by the way, because I don't know. You picked up a lot of weird, random stuff, which is what I like about you. That's one of my favorite things. You always bring something weird home every time.
Thanks, darling. I appreciate that. Well, that's why we're together, is because you accept that and enjoy it.
I do enjoy it. I do. No, I will.
But yeah, this time I figured I'd go into the collection and get like a couple of like kind of novelty, off-kilter, weird kind of records that I have. So let's start with...
Is Georgie's under here?
Yeah, Georgie's under here, so I'm trying not to hit her.
We kick her in the face by accident like once a week. If you have a dog that sits underneath your seat, you know what that means.
Yeah. Then don't feel bad about it, because
it doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt her, and she knows the dangers.
Yeah. She can move.
Yeah, she can move. She can move. She's been accidentally nudged by feet thousands of times.
Actually, she whined when we were leaving. She was whining, so we brought her with us. Mm-hmm. We're not supposed to do that.
Well, this first record that I got, it's called Oscillation of the Heart. It's nothing but heartbeats.
It creeps me out. I don't like it. I don't even like putting my ear to someone's chest. I'm serious. Heartbeats freak me out.
This is actually produced for cardiology students so they can recognize like irregular heartbeats. And what's cool about it is the record itself, like side 1 is all just like a bunch of regular heartbeats. And then side 2 is all heart murmurs. All different kinds of heart murmurs.
And now have you figured out? Because this is very educational. I mean, you did play it once, right?
I mean, I've listened to it. I played it once for you, and you hated it.
I don't like it.
Weirded you out.
I don't know if anyone has this like weird. It's not like a fear, but it's like if you hear heartbeats, you're always worried that it's just going to stop. And then it's like one of those things like if you're dead in your dream, you're dead in life. And then it can't stop. But this ends after 30 minutes.
It's very long. Yeah. It's a very, they really want to study.
All those heartbeats might be dead now.
All those heartbeats are definitely dead now.
What year was that? Do you know?
They didn't put years on it back then.
But it's definitely not in the last 20 years.
This is if it's before they started putting like copyright, this is probably from the 60s. Actually, this is from the 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like the latest one you have is 1960.
And this is when like people smoked.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
No, they don't.
So yes, the murmurs are dead.
Yeah. Oh, and the chat wants to see Georgie. Is she readily available.
I don't know where she is.
Actually, I think the moment that the moment that the chat requested Georgie, she went the other direction.
Yeah, no, she's very camera shy.
Okay, Georgie, go over in that direction. Carolina, you'll be on getting the task of getting Georgie while I bring up the next record. There she is.
I know, she, yes. There she is, all nice, 25 pounds of her. When we got her, she was only 18 pounds, but you know what? We spoil her a lot.
Yeah, we spoil her, and she's just gotten older. She's yeah. Oh, look at her. Oh, she's the cutest little dog on earth.
She's like, I have to come with you guys. I have to come. I need to be part of this. Okay. Yes. Well, she asked for it, and this happens to her like half the time. She will regret coming with us when we're like, you're not gonna like it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna like it. And she go, I don't like it.
She hasn't yet learned the phrase, you're not gonna like it. Because we've told her that a lot. Like, yeah, you can go, you're not gonna like it. And she still hasn't.
She doesn't know why we're not streaming at the dog park.
No, she has no idea. So the next record in the collection, this one I love for many reasons, partly because Dan Close did the artwork for it. This is a book, or this is an album. It's a compilation album. If you'll notice, it says here, "Set your poems to music." There was, back in the day, there were companies that you could send your poems to their, to just a clearinghouse, send poems, send lyrics, and a bunch of studio musicians would write music and record the song and then send it back to you on like a 45 RPM, like on a 45, and you'd have it. And that's great. And this,
I love that.
And they do like, they said like, but the legend is that they would do like 50 a day. And these songs are absolutely insane. Do you know the difference between Big Wood and Brush? One of my favorites is Richard Nixon, because it's just a song about how great Richard Nixon is.
Oh yes, you played that for me.
Yeah, John F. Kennedy was called away by Norm Burns in the 5 Stars. That's another one that's of my favorites, where today John F. Kennedy was called away to heaven to be president over all.
Yes, they someone commissioned that.
They didn't just commission it, they wrote it.
And they made it happen.
They did. Yeah, Atomic Wise, Our Hearts Were Meant to Beat is one. Beat of the Traps is just the one that it's named after. The song it's named after is just insane. Absolutely insane. Little Rug Bug is actually actually Little Rug Bug has some pretty sweet keyboards to it, because they did have, like, there's this guy, his name was Rod Rogers, that worked on a lot of these. And he was an incredibly accomplished musician, because these guys had to be, because they're getting these insane song lyrics, and they just have to write music to try to fit these songs. And they did it. And unfortunately, they're all dead now.
Yes, they are, like the heartbeats.
Yeah.
But
but this was but one last like cool little detail about this is that it was compiled by the drummer from NRBQ.
Yeah. Yes, they're very good friends with the Replacements, or were at one point. They shaved each other's eyebrows. That's kind of
right.
Yeah,
they did.
Yeah, I think each other's or their own. I'm not sure how they did it. I'm not sure how that happened in the men's boys bathroom. But
the next one we got is actually it's kind of in the same vein. This is the world's worst records. But we got a little bit of it's a little out of focus. Maybe I can.
No, wait, it's coming back. It's coming back.
Pull up front. There we go. Yeah.
Okay, you see that's.
It is just like a webcam. But yeah, the world's worst records. This is done in conjunction with Dr. Demento. It's everything that you think it's going to be. It has so many great songs. It actually has the original version of The Crusher that the Cramps ended up recording for. I can't remember which album. Was like, do the Hammerlock.
Oh yeah.
Do the Hammerlock, you turkey necks. It's got that. It's got that song. But the best song on this is Edith Massey's version of Big Girls Don't Cry. Edith Massey, of course, is the egg lady from Pink Flamingos. She was the queen in Desperate Living. She was, she was in so many John Waters movies. Her version of Big Girls Don't Cry is easily the best version ever done. But the best thing about this Rhino Records release, true to the novelty song, it comes with its own barf bag.
Oh boy, I love this. There's a warning and everything. Oh gosh.
May induce internal discomfort. I mean, I've never actually, is there anything in this?
I don't think so. You never used it, right?
No, I never used it. It smells great. I love that smell.
This is a
comforting.
clip. This is a clip we're gonna put on Instagram, isn't it?
This is so comforting. I love the smell of old things.
That's a barf bag.
There's no barf in it. It's fine.
So what else did you get? Oh no, that is cool though. That record is very cool.
I love that one.
It is very much the icebreaker. If you ever have any friends over, family members, any Christmas.
Oh, and it's also got the classic "I Want My Baby Back" by Jimmy Cross. That song's great because it's of the teen tragedy genre. I'll put that back in
like the
later.
Shangri-Las?
Yeah.
Like Leader of the Pack?
Yeah.
Like people just die and things are hard?
Yeah. Yeah, Leader of the Pack, Last Kiss, all that. Except for "I Want My Baby Back," it involves necrophilia.
Oh, so he did. It was not it was a good ending for him. So what happened? Did he get her back?
He got her body back.
Okay.
Because in the song, it has, of course, a lot of the disaster songs, they had narration where, the guy would talk about, Leader of the Pack, it has that, where we were driving, me and my baby, and then we took the turn too fast and she died. And then by the end
to
of
my intrusive thoughts.
and then by the end of it, he digs her body up, and he does not explicitly have sex with her.
No, he makes love to her. Come on.
It is heavily implied.
Oh, hey, good for him. I mean, as long as she signed something before she went. Hey, can you sign this real fast, Marcus? Thank you.
Blacken the Borg. Question to the two of you: have you ever thrown up over a record?
No. I mean, the heartbeats really fucked me up.
Yeah.
But no, not yet.
I have not
yet.
No, not yet. I haven't thrown up over a record. Have you ever thrown up on a record?
No.
No, I haven't either.
No.
No.
I've ruined many records by putting it in the backseat of my car when I was 19 by accident and letting it sit there for 2 months.
That's how
Never do that again. My BS 2000 was a bowl by the end of it.
Well, you didn't know.
Summertime. I didn't know.
And you didn't have a turntable, so yeah, it was easily forgotten.
And I didn't even have a home at that time. I was like in college. I was between places.
Yeah.
So I lived out of that car.
And the chat thought that I was talking about the Chili's Baby Back Rib song. Yeah, it's hard to Google that song. I Want My Baby Back.
Oh, yeah. Just write necrophilia right next to it, and then you'll find it.
Yeah, you'll find it. Yeah, I Want My Baby Back.
Happy ending. Yes.
Happy ending. And the last one that we have before we get to the book haul.
Okay.
I love this one. The soundtrack to Battlefield Earth, the book.
These are our neighbors, by the way. We live about half a mile away from a Scientology center, and we are always looking to see what they're up to or how many people are outside, and then we jotted down in a notebook and everything. So this kind of stuff is fascinating to us. I know you have been targeted by Scientology groups in the past.
I have.
Just because we like to have a little fun with it.
You like to have a little fun with it, but yeah, directly targeted and directly harassed by the Church of Scientology.
Is that L. Ron Hubbard right there?
That's L. Ron Hubbard. That's him producing the album, or at the very least, it's him sitting in front of a mixing board. I don't know if that was from the session or if that's just a picture of him because L. Ron Hubbard was a big jazz fan.
I think he just sat there and then they took a picture of him.
I think, well, that
He
was
just showed up one day for recording.
That was a lot of L. Ron Hubbard's life, sitting there. He's a lot like, Kim Jong-un, who just sits there and gets his picture taken, smiles a lot, points at things. But L. Ron Hubbard wrote a lot of the lyrics to this album. And also, famed jazz musician Chick Corea played much on many of these albums. Oh, yeah, very much a Scientologist. But yes, these are some of the lyrics that L. Ron Hubbard was so excited to put his credit on. This is the mining song. Gold, gold, gold. Gotta get gold. Gold, gold. Gold. More gold. Need more gold.
Okay.
Gotta get gold.
Jesus.
Right now. Gotta get gold. Gotta get bold to get paroled. Gotta get gold to be free of poverty. Gotta get gold. Gotta get gold. Gotta pay the troll toll if you want to see this boy's hole. It's that exact same cadence.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the banker, Declaration of Peace. Yeah, it is the soundtrack to the book.
Oh, it's the book, not the movie.
No. This was put out in the 70s.
Right, yeah. I can see. There's no John Travolta with his platforms that I wear.
If you can see, this is what L. Ron Hubbard envisioned Battlefield Earth to actually look like.
Like a Chuck Norris, Davy Crockett thing.
Yeah. Actually, a combination of Chuck Norris and Davy Crockett, that's pretty good, actually.
I know. Yeah. That's probably what he said.
Give me Chuck Norris combined with Davy Crockett.
Look how big his name is on this thing.
Oh, L. Ron Hubbard?
Yes,
yeah.
Look at this. It's like he didn't play anything. Chick Corea's not even on this. Yeah. He's like the most famous guy ever on this.
Look, I want to put right... Yes. Played by leading artists.
They're in tiny fonts.
Composed.
And the rest.
By L. Ron Hubbard.
Oh my God, the fucking ego of this man.
He didn't compose shit. Yeah, it's Chick Corea, Stanley Clarke, Charlie Rush. I actually think Charlie Rush might be another guy that has some other credits. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the only song that L. Ron Hubbard doesn't have total credit on is Alien Visitors Attack, which is credited to T. Arbuckle. And you can also see...
It's probably a pen name of L. Ron Hubbard.
And as you can see, it comes with a sticker, audio file mastering, reference standard. That sticker is actually put on the record. Someone had to do that one by one by one.
I heard that was Jenna Elfman when she started.
Jenna Elfman?
Yeah, she's 105 years old.
All right, that's the vinyl haul. Let's get to the book haul.
Oh, really? Already?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay. So this book, if you want to put it in the book haul, Cam. This book was actually sent to us, which is amazing. Sent to us by Alan Arkish, who's the director. There he is.
Yeah.
Alan, he signed it for me. And you can actually go to the next page because Stephen B. Armstrong, who wrote it, he also signed it.
Oh, that's
I
great.
have double signatures.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not selling this on Thrift Books, okay? Alan Arkish, who directed Rock and Roll High School, they wrote this book obviously with his help, a lot of it with his help, and the cast and crew of the movie, and Roger Corman, of course, because he produced Rock and Roll High School. It was. I know we talked about it in the Ramones series, but it was originally supposed to be a movie about girls in gym, right? Just 3 girls topless doing gymnastics, right?
Oh, Roger Corman.
And then they decided to change it to a disco-themed high school story because Grease was really big, Saturday Night Fever was already really big and the sequel. So they're like, okay, let's do Disco High. And so they started trying to figure out like bands and artists to use as the backdrop. And then eventually they came to the Ramones.
Yeah.
Because they were working with, they were talking with Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers had Sire Records, which had the Ramones. As you know, Sire Records, headed by Seymour Stein. Read his book, Siren Song. It's fantastic. But that's what he signed Richard Hell and the Ramones and Madonna. There's just a bunch of people. And Talking Heads, I believe. He signed Talking Heads as well. So the whole book by Stephen B. Armstrong, this whole book is basically it's on the movie. It's the whole thing from beginning to end. Everything you need to know. You don't have to even look at anything up. Everything is in there, which it was a fantastic read. I read it like a day and a half.
Yeah, it's a
it
quick
was so
read.
fast. Like they had all these stories. A lot of them we mentioned. We're also, we're in the bibliography.
That's incredible.
We are. No Dogs in Space.
Actually, you haven't showed me that. I kind of want to see it.
I did like a what's it called, like a thing. But it's in there. Yes, it's in there. So we interviewed Alan Arkish during like the lockdown, right? Because I remember I said like we don't really like doing interviews. Well, we obviously made an exception for Alan Arkish because he's amazing and he's so much fun to hang out with.
There it is, right there.
And so we're in a book, guys. We're in a fucking book. Someone tell my mom. Yes. And so
That's very cool.
The author used like our. I mean, we're on the last page of 7 pages, but it's still really cool. But
very cool.
They had cool stories about Alan Arkish. Like he really expanded on it about how when he first had the Ramones, like they came over to his house and they had like a fancy like dinner, like Italian dinner set up and everything in Manhattan. And they're just like, what is this? And they're like, I thought we were going to have pizza. This is not pizza. There's like cheese and there's tomato sauce, but there's no pizza. So they had to go sit down and get pizza. And then he showed him a movie, A Hard Day's Night, which you should watch definitely. It's a Beatles like concert movie.
Classic.
It's classic. It's funny. They're witty. They're clever. And so Alan Arkish was like, this is what I have in mind for you guys. Which was a big mistake because they can't really read or read lines or say the lines
Or remember
at all.
anything or really follow directions.
They don't even know how to make a movie. Okay. It was so hard because Alan had to stop the film when they were watching A Hard Day's Night with the Beatles. He had to stop the film and like, okay, this is not a concert movie. It's like more like a musical kind of like band movie, right?
It's a romp.
Yeah, it's like Spice World. We're gonna just bring it up every stream. And so Alan had to like pause it constantly when he was screening it because he had to explain like, okay, they are lip syncing. They are not actually playing. And Joey and Dee Dee were like, nuh-uh, look, they're actually doing it. They're playing and they're singing and I can hear them with my ears. And Alan's like, no, you're going to have to record earlier. And then when you're being filmed, because they didn't understand this at all.
No,
they
but
didn't get it.
They're singing.
Yeah, he's like,
They're
no,
right there. I can
that's
see 'em. They're
Paul.
singing.
Paul and John are singing. And Alan was like, no.
What, you think I'm stupid? You think I'm fucking stupid or something?
It really was that. And then Alan had to be like, do you remember Singing in the Rain? And he's like, yeah, they were singing. It's like, no, they weren't. They were not singing. And so they learned how to be in a movie. Yeah. And we do actually have a clip.
We do. We have a couple of clips.
Let's play the
best
first clip.
Yeah, the only clips in which the Ramones actually speak.
But I need to set this up real quick. Riff Randell, played by PJ Souls, she got really big in Halloween, of course.
Yeah, PJ Souls is a treat.
Yes, absolutely. And she's the lead, and she's this girl who wrote a song called Rock and Roll High School that she wants to give to her favorite band in the whole world, which is the Ramones. She's in love with them. There's a whole scene where she's having like she's smoking a joint and having a fantasy that Joey Ramone's on top of her and singing to her.
Singing I Want You Around.
Yeah, the song that he wrote for the movie.
Yeah, it's a great song. It's a great scene.
And apparently while they were filming that, Joey couldn't stop spitting in her mouth.
And when you say like
1979,
on top of her, like I would say above her.
He was above
standing
her,
above her, and
but,
he towered above her because Joey's freakishly tall.
And she has to take it. His spit is going into her mouth, and I don't even like watching that in videos. And so this whole thing happens. So she finally makes it to the concert, right there, because there's a big concert at this place called the Rockatorium. I believe they used the Whiskey Go-Go and the Roxy for the interiors. So anyway, she finally gets backstage. She finally gets to meet the Ramones. And all right, let's play the clip, actually. There's not a lot more to go with this.
I'm one fan.
Oh, wow, you remembered my name.
This is the big time, girlie. This is rock and roll.
Yeah, well, this Rock and Roll High School.
Rock and Roll High School?
Yeah, I wrote it for Mr. McGree's music class, but I really wrote it for you, Joey.
Hey, pizza! Great, let's dig in.
Yeah, I want some.
Oh, thanks!
Okay, so that line took all day. Hey, pizza, let's dig in. Because
great.
Dee Dee was heroin sick. And he had gotten arrested at the Tropicana for just losing his. And he also just got married like the weekend before.
The famous Tropicana Hotel, where of course the Stooges stayed during the recording
Tom
of Funhouse.
Waits was hanging out.
Tom Waits lived there for like 6 years.
He brought his piano into his room and was surprised that people were annoyed about the noise. Like, what are you talking about?
But yeah, it did take all day for Dee Dee to say, hey, pizza, it's great. Let's dig in.
Dig in. I mean, and then I think like just pizza is like the only thing they could muster. And Alan Arkish is trying to go severely under budget because Roger Corman, of course, is very, very cheap. He's historically cheap. And
what were you telling me the other day about how he got scripts, how he cut corners on scripts?
Oh yeah, because he got Alan Arkish, and at the time I think Joe Dante, who
did Gremlins
and all, and everything. So what Roger Corman would do is that, you know, when you get someone from the Writers Guild, of course, and good job for them, by the way. But back then, to pay someone to write a script, it would be like $8,000. But you pay half that. You would pay half that if they just kind of worked on a script that was already done. So they had Alan and and maybe Joe or someone else at the time, and they would just speak into a tape recorder of all these ideas of like, okay, girls in a gym, and then these people happen, and then the school burns down and explodes, and just all these ideas, and they have like a secretary type it all up, and that's like a treatment, right? And then that becomes a script. And that way Roger Corman would pay half the price because it's like, we already have a script, so you really seriously just have to vomit something on a page and then just call it a script. He really went around all these loopholes.
He really did.
But he did give a lot of people chances, like Jonathan Demme.
Yeah.
Martin Scorsese was in a bunch of these things. He actually taught Alan Arkish in NYU.
Yeah.
He was his professor. And so there's so many people involved in this. And Kent Beta, I think we met once. He was really cool. He edited Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
And so many people came together to make this movie. It's a fantastic movie. It's really fun. Of course, it's a cult movie.
Yeah.
But the best part is I want to give my Oscar to Joey Ramone, okay? Because he had one line. Remember, everyone had like pages of lines, and then when he had the screening of A Hard Day's Night, he started just like Xing out all these lines. He's like, you guys can barely do the bare minimum. And really, like the only thing they were good at is like the concert part.
Yeah.
They have like literally one job.
Yeah, because the thing is that in the clip before, notice the only thing that Joey said was the name of the movie. Rock and Roll High School.
And so Joey has to deliver a line to Riff Randell, you know, PJ Souls, the main girl, and he has to deliver the line because played by Paul Bartel. He's like, was it Mr. McGree?
Mr. McGree. Which
is the name because Alan Arkish put that name. It's all in the book, by the way. It's all in the book. I Want You Around by Stephen B. Armstrong. He named it after Rene Magritte, which is like some famous Italian painter guy.
Yeah, Rene Magritte. This is not a pipe.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure. I don't know. I'm not that couth. So he has to. So Joey has to read like the line with Mr. McGree, but he just couldn't say Mr. McGree, and you could tell how hard it is for him to be an actor.
He's trying so
Remember,
hard.
acting is reacting, but he was. I mean, he's amazing. He's amazing. Should we show what?
I think this was take 52.
It took all day.
It took all day and this was the best take.
All right, let's play it.
Okay, girlie. The boys will take a look at him and get back to you tomorrow, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna be in town one more day, and if we like him, we'll come and pay you, Mr. McGluba, a visit.
Okay, we're gonna have to play that again.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Okay, Mr. McGlue, which, by the way, I tried to see if they changed it on IMDb just for Joey Ramone's sake. They did not. But like, watch it again.
You're supposed to say, Mr. We'll pay you and Mr. McGree a visit. And this is the best he could do.
Okay, girlie. The boys will take a look at him and get back to you tomorrow, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna be in town one more day, and if we like him, we'll come and pay you, Mr. McGluba, a visit.
It's like he forgot how to talk halfway through his line.
That was the best take.
Pay you, Mr. McGluba.
At this point, Jackson is just like, remember I asked him in the interview, I was like, at any point, did you ever, like regret hiring the Ramones? And he yelled at me. He said, no, no. Which I loved about him.
Yeah, because it shows. I just love hearing Joey's like fucking Queen, like Forest Hills, deep Forest Hills.
And I'm a Queens girl, by the way.
Yeah, Jackson Heights.
Jackson Heights.
Yeah.
A little bit further than Forest Hills.
Where it's like, yeah, go be in town like one more day, and then it just, and then from there, like it just blank. But then the guy can go on stage and sing like 30 songs in a row without stopping perfectly, and remember the lines to every single Ramones song that ever existed.
He had to, I mean, remember they taught him, like they did a whole game day thing. It's in our Ramones series where they record their rehearsals or their shows, and then they would like watch them all together. And Tommy Erdely or Tommy Ramone and Johnny would be like pointing out what Joey did wrong so many times to the point where he's just like, okay, now I know what to do. They just gave him like, they Forrest Gumped him. You know, it's like, just run, and we'll tell you when to stop. You know? Which, because he's my favorite, because he suffers from OCD as well as I do. So I totally understand. Not as bad as Joey Ramone.
No.
I do wash my clothes, but
they just had to, well, that's the thing about Joey Ramone is that he's one of those people where like that, we said it in our series, being the lead singer of the Ramones was the only thing Joey Ramone was going to be able to do.
There was nothing else he could do but that.
There was no other option.
And I'm
for that
so
guy.
glad it worked out for him for like the next 25 years. He had a job. I'm really proud of him.
Yeah.
I'm sure his mom was very proud of him.
She was, because she would have had to take care of. Well, they were taking care of him for a little while.
Yeah, they were. Well, I mean, his OCD was debilitating.
It was.
Yeah.
Thanks for the subs. Nasi Shredder, Mantis Shrimp, Ruby Boognish. Yeah, Boognish, you're a Ween fan. I get you. October Ryan. I love that. That's a great one. October Rain.
Oh,
October Ryan.
I like that.
That's November Rain. Is October Rain a song?
No.
Okay.
Young
Lobster. Thank you.
Or you.
I'm quite tired. Well, thanks everybody. Let's check out some videos. We got a couple of minutes left unless we got some more. Unless you got some more. Oh,
no.
Please tell the Thanksgiving story.
No, it's Christmas. It
Oh,
was
okay,
Christmas. Oh, yeah, no, okay. So at the time, PJ Souls, the Riff Randell, she was the main character in Rock and Roll High School. They finished filming this less than a week before Christmas of 1979 or 1978, and so she invited the Ramones to dinner. Even though she wasn't really a fan, she said it took her years to get into the Ramones, even after filming the whole thing. But she's like the sweetest woman ever, so I've heard. And Alan Arkish has said as well. So she invited them to her house. She was married to Dennis Quaid at the time.
Interesting.
Yes, and so he became a fan of the Ramones from this meeting. They had a big turkey dinner. They had yams, they had green beans and peas and mashed potatoes, and the Ramones showed up and they seriously the same thing as they always do. What is this? What is this? What is gravy?
They didn't know what yams were.
They had no idea. They're like, do you have pizza? So PJ Souls had to get Dennis Quaid to go out in the middle of Christmas to go get pizza for the Ramones so they can eat dinner.
Oh my God.
And that's that's the most beautiful story. And that's kind of when Joey Ramone and Linda got together, unfortunately, before she married Johnny Ramone. But hey, these things happen. You know, being in a band full of people who can't identify food. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
All right. Well, we're at the end of the show, which means that we're gonna do Will You Do a Series on?
Oh, okay. Yes.
All right. So let's see. Spice Girls. I know you've done things about Spice World. I know.
I mean, I've talked about it, but I don't know if I can. I don't think that's not a no dog thing. But thank you for your. I like Fugazi though.
Fugazi, Minor Threat Fugazi series. We have talked about doing Punk Season 2.
2.0.
Yeah, 2.0. So if we do that, then definitely Minor Threat and Fugazi. The Cranberries is a really good idea.
That's a great idea. Maybe like a one-off.
Maybe a one-off because I love Dolores O'Riordan and I love the Cranberries.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace. I think they're very underrated. Sleep. I'm not a big enough Sleep fan for us to go into that.
Yeah.
Dr. Demento. Oh man, I'd love to do a
that's an extra
one-off.
play.
I would love to do a one-off on Dr. Demento.
Good idea. We gotta
That's
write
a
that
very
down.
good idea because I'm a huge, obviously a massive fan of novelty songs. One of I actually like my Dr. Demento tape when I was a kid was my favorite tape. I loved Fish Heads, Flying Purple People Eater, and all sorts of weird. I'm a massive Weird Al fan as well. We both are massive Weird Al fans.
Of course.
Let's go back to the list. Favorite new releases. Don't have enough time to keep up on new releases.
No, but we'll do it on the stream.
Yeah, we'll do it on the stream. If I hear something that I really love, I always like to talk about it here on the stream.
Absolutely. Check out Galloping Coroners.
Yes.
That's not a new release at all.
No.
But check it out.
The Pixies, we've thought about the Pixies.
There's just not enough sources on them.
Yeah, there's just not
enough.
Yeah, there's just not enough
I promise
sources.
you.
It's an we've looked into it. We tried it. We couldn't do
we
it.
wanted to do it for the alternative series, but we couldn't.
Kelkatat Ikatawi. No idea.
I think that would also be difficult.
Yeah, because I've never
No
heard.
idea,
I
no
don't.
idea.
I don't know if that's a person or a band.
Or a place. But we will look it up for you and we'll let you know.
At the drive-in, I love At the
they're
Drive.
from San Diego, by the way.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
At the drive-in, I love At the drive-in, El Paso boys. I like Sparta much more than I like Mars Volta. I
Yeah.
never liked Mars Volta all that much. But yeah.
You have talked about this.
Yeah, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know about their story. I'm not that big of an At the drive-in.
Their story's okay, but their music's great. But
Yeah.
the story, I don't know if it's, I don't know. Let them have more story first.
Yeah.
Chumbawamba would be a great idea.
Actually, it
for
would
a
be.
one-off.
Yeah.
Like for like a fun, random, like, hey, it's the holidays. Let's give you a fun story. Because I know our friends, James Spooner and Lisa Nola, didn't they tell us like a fun story?
Yeah.
We will save it for that.
Yeah, we'll save it for that. Goth, post-punk, dark wave. We're going to be
Yes.
getting to stuff like that,
Yes.
of course. Yeah,
Definitely.
Of course. I'd love to tell the story of Gang of Four one day. And Sonic Youth, that's a big yes.
That's already done. It's
Yeah.
already done.
Ooh,
It's happening.
Yellow Magic Orchestra. That'd be fun, but I don't know if there'd be enough on it. I love Yellow Magic Orchestra. Poison Idea. I don't know Poison Idea.
No, we don't. But thank you, though. Thank you for all the suggestions.
Well, I hear good shit from producer Eric, so maybe we'll check it out.
All right. We
All right.
should go. We should get McDonald's. We're going to get McDonald's. That's what we do after the show. We get McDonald's. And then we'll play like we'll play the Tim replacements thing again.
Yeah,
we'll have fun.
Get McDonald's and give ourselves a little treat. You treat yourself.
You treat yourself too.
Treat yourself.
Get yourself a calm down song and then send it to us next
Yes,
time.
please get yourself a calm down song. And if you got more from me, I need them. Help.
Yes.
Help.
Help us. Okay. Bye. It's
Bye.
been fantastic. See you next time.